Hi guys, I'm Saumya and thanks for watching Saumya's Bookstation. So I'm sure that you must be familiar with the concept of utopia. It is basically a society that is almost perfect and has amazing living conditions for all its members. So the book that I'm going to talk about in today's video is kind of based on the concept of utopia, and that book is End of All Crimes at Eastwest Island by Maneesh Dhauni. So this book was sent to me by the author and I'm going to review it in today's video. So let's get into it. The story is taking place in a country called Eastwest Island, and it opens with the Prime Minister of Eastwest Island announcing the advent of a rather radical new law under which every citizen of Eastwest Island shall have the birthright to exercise license for life imprisonment against any other person once in their lifetime. So should a citizen decide to use this law against another citizen, the other citizen shall be jailed instantly without any further investigation. The Prime Minister of the country, whose name is Mr. K. Law and who is a lawyer by profession, goes on to specify that the law shall become applicable after 90 days of his announcement. Obviously, the extreme nature of his law leads to a lot of doubts and questions with regards to the possible misuse of the law or the possible loopholes that the law might have and the challenges that might crop up. But he is very confident in his lawmaking abilities, and he goes on to assure people that this law is going to be for the best of the citizens of Eastwest Island. So what follows in the story is basically that time period of 90 days where we get to meet different characters who have different perspectives on this law depending on which side they are on. Some characters are rejoicing because they can finally use this law against the one person that they really hated and they really wanted to see justice served to, and this law will enable them to do it. Some of them are clearly obviously not very happy about it because they will be the ones who will be getting impacted negatively because of this law. So that is what this book is about. Since this is a really short ebook, it is also a super quick read. It basically talks about the impact of this new law on various aspects in the East-West Island country, and it is also very fast-paced and it is very to the point as well. It is not uncommon for the people in power to use their position to their own advantages, where they inflict sufferings on those weaker than them to forward and further their own ulterior and selfish motives, and often they do not face any consequences for their abuse of power, and the common man is often left helpless without any justice. So basically the premise of this book is kind of like now the tables have turned in the favor of the common man because of the new law. It is always a sweet imagination that we have of a society where the guilty does not go unpunished, where justice actually is served, and to read about that also feels good. So in that sense, yes, the intention of the novel or the ebook was definitely admirable, but at the same time I would like to say that a book is not made good solely by the good intention. There are other factors involved as well, and here comes my issue with this book. When a book is written, it is supported by the story as well as the way it has been written. The story in this book was not bad, but I would like to say that the way it was executed was definitely full of flaws. It seemed like this is a book that was not really a book but a first draft that was made into a book. It's not uncommon for a reader to come across editing errors in books, even in books that have been published by big publishing houses. But those editing errors are like here and there, a few. But in case of this book, that was unfortunately not the case. In this book, there were so many spelling errors, wrong sentences, incorrect sentence formation. I would have liked to comment on the writing style in this book, but that situation did not arise at all because the basic editing, and there were so many mistakes in this book that I was not able to get to the writing style. I am just going to take a guess here. If the editing was proper in this book, the writing style might have been engaging, but that obviously did not happen. So on the whole, your reading experience ends up getting marred if you keep coming across all sorts of mistakes every now and then. And I would like to say that authors should not undermine the value and importance of a good editor, and they should hire a good editor because good editing can make a world of difference in how your book turns out to be ultimately, and it makes the book readable. That is the most important thing. A book does not have to be extremely embellished in terms of its language. A book does not need to have a lyrical and a poetic language, but it needs to have correct language, whichever language it is that the book is written in. That even though I would say that the story is good, I cannot really go on to recommend a book that has so many mistakes, because story alone does not work in a book, everything does. So that was my review for End of All Crimes at Eastwest Island. If you want to check this book out, I'll leave the link for that in the description box. I hope you found this review useful, and I hope if you are watching this video and if you are an author, you will take what I've said into consideration, because these are important points. That was it, and do hit me up on my social media. Follow me on my Instagram for more bookish content. The link to all my social media is in the description box. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.